Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we unearth the most compelling insights from your sources. Today, we're exploring a truly surprising perspective on something that, well, resonates deeply with all of us, the true meaning of music. Our source materials is primarily from Dr. Michael Blume, who's a respected religious and political scientist, and he reveals this remarkable discovery that music isn't just, entertainment, but a profound wellspring of hope, a force that lets us bear the unbearable.
Indeed. And our mission today really is to delve into his fascinating thesis that the fundamental meaning of music is hope, a force capable of saving love and healing faith. We'll unpack this through some deeply personal anecdotes, pivotal historical moments, and profound philosophical insights, showing you how music is a vital, maybe even foundational element of human experience.
Okay, let's truly immerse ourselves in this. Dr. Blume's journey. Well, it might just shift your perspective on what music genuinely means to you. We begin with a pretty remarkable admission from Dr. Blume himself. He is, in his own words, unmusical. He recounts how his parents tried everything, but beyond the triangle, he struggled with practically every instrument. Cannot sing melodically, can't compose. That really resonates. I remember my own struggles with the clarinet back in school. My dog was probably my most appreciative audience. It truly highlights that you don't need to be a virtuoso to deeply feel music's impact, does it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
What's fascinating here is how someone without that traditional musical talent can still grasp the very essence of music's power. It just highlights that music's impact goes far beyond performance ability. Dr. Blume draws heavily on the work of the German philosopher Hans Blumenberg. He's known for his theories on secularization and, importantly, the role of metaphor, Blumenberg stated. Still again, the meaning of music deepens. It makes the unbearable bearable and replaces the grace of sleep with the favor of its beauty, unattainable to those sleepers. Now, this isn't just poetic phrasing. It's really the absolute heart of Dr. Blume's thesis. Music functions as a fundamental human coping mechanism.
And the most striking illustration of this power, it comes from Dr. Blume's own childhood, a moment that seems to have fundamentally shaped his understanding. He was nearly 6 years old watching the 1982 Eurovision Song Contest. He recalls the German singer Nicole performing Ein bisschen Frieden, a little peace.
Right. And this song, it moves people to tears, which is, a powerful paradox for a song about peace and not losing hope. Significantly, that 1982 ESC saw this really unprecedented display of unity. Dr. Blume recounts the audience's amazed reactions when Nicole received the full 12 points from both Turkey and Israel.
Wow.
And Germany reciprocated to Israel. This moment, decades before any significant political reconciliation, it showcased music's unique ability to sort of transcend divides, to connect people across cultures, across past conflicts.
The source points out that music was faster than any politics in achieving this connection. It even inspired the name of the Israeli anthem Hatikva, which means the hope.
Yeah, and that raises a critical point. If music can bridge such profound historical chasms, what does it truly achieve? But interestingly, this unifying power wasn't without its detractors. It wasn't all smooth sailing. Dr. Blume recounts how Nicole faced intense criticism from, both sides of the political spectrum back then. The right apparently found her presentation too small, criticized her appearance, while the left felt she didn't demand total peace strongly enough and disapproved of her accepting an invitation to Israel later on. So this period really highlights how even powerful, unifying music can become a focal point for existing societal and political divisions. And just to be clear, we're presenting these historical reactions impartially here, straight from the source material, just to illustrate the broader landscape of that era.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it? How even something that feels so universally unifying like music can become a kind of battleground for existing tensions. But if music can be so easily politicized, does that somehow highlight its immense power? Or does it risk maybe diluting its core message of hope?
That's a really perceptive question. I think it actually reveals the immense power it holds. Precisely because different factions try to claim it or denounce it, it speaks to music's inherent ability to resonate so deeply that it becomes like a mirror for societal anxieties and aspirations. And this brings us right back to Blumenberg's core philosophical ideas.
Okay, so we've seen how music can bridge these profound divides, even when there's significant political friction swirling around it. This leads us to the deeper question then. How exactly does music achieve this extraordinary quality, this making the unbearable bearable?
Well, Blumenberg argued that, fundamentally, stories are told to drive something away.
Right.
In the harmless but not unimportant case, time. Otherwise, and more seriously,
Fear.
fear. Right. And he believed music especially when combined with narratives, possesses an even greater power against the unbearable. He connects this to the very word hope, tracing it back to the Old English hopen, meaning to hop or tremble with anticipation.
Huh. That's a vivid image.
It really is, isn't it? Not some static certainty, but this dynamic, almost physical leaning forward into what might be.
Hmm.
And the key insight here, the really crucial part, is that music doesn't solve our problems. It doesn't guarantee victory.
Okay.
Instead, it provides the hope that we can bear them. That's the core transformative idea. It aims for resonance, you see, complementing our human potentials, linguistic, physical, social. Blumenberg highlighted that music can homogenize what text, it seems, cannot hold together, meaning music can beautifully weave together ideas and emotions that, well, words alone sometimes struggle to unite. Even defying simple logic, music connects us over all other chasms.
Blumenberg's insight, that hope lets us bear what we maybe can't solve. It emphasizes creating that space for possibility rather than demanding absolute answers. And this resonates so beautifully with what the artist Frieder Sieglock from the band Fries wrote about relationships. He said, clarity, without the claim to sole truth. So without being opinionated.
Exactly.
It's about creating that space for hope, not demanding all the answers right now. And Dr. Blume's own personal experiences, they vividly solidify this philosophical understanding. He recounts this harrowing time leading an evacuation team for 1,100 Yazidi women and children in Iraq.
Sure.
Facing mass murder, sexualized violence, torture, just horrific conditions.
And in those moments of utter exhaustion, utter despair, music became their sole refuge. Their only refuge sometimes. He describes dancing and singing with Kurdish allies during a colleague's engagement party, which provided just immense strength.
Wow.
It demonstrates music's tangible power, to foster community, resilience, even the absolute most extreme conditions imaginable. Music creates that immediate shared experience of hope.
And he shares this really poignant detail, how one of the Yazidi twin sisters, Hizir, she dreamed of forming a band in Germany after the war. And she eventually realized that dream with her band Rahi, creating, as he puts it, hopeful music.
That just powerfully highlights the crucial idea that hope is relationship work.
Okay.
It's not abstract. Dr. Blume stresses that music isn't just for, digital consumption on your phone.
Yeah.
It thrives on concrete encounters with bands, real places, real connection. And his research on religion and neuroscience, get this, it found that no activity of our brain comes as close to religiosity as musicality.
Really? That close?
That close.
Yeah.
It's incredibly powerful. It suggests this deep, almost primal wiring in our brains, connecting music with something transcendent. It strongly supports the sociologist Max Weber's concept of religious musicality, highlighting how shared musical experiences can foster a sense of community and connection that just goes beyond logic, truly unifying people.
So what does this all mean then? Where does this leave us? Our deep dive into Dr. Blume's reflections, it makes it pretty clear. The profound meaning of music isn't just about melody or lyrics. It's about hope.
It really is. It's the hope that can potentially save love, heal faith, enable us to bear the unbearable. It's a force for connection, for resilience that transcends language, politics, even, as we saw, personal musical talent.
And perhaps the most powerful takeaway, for me anyway, is that music isn't just something to be consumed digitally, passively. It thrives in shared experiences, in those real-world encounters with artists, with fellow listeners, shaping our communities and reinforcing the very act of hoping together.
Which raises, I think, an important question for you listening right now. How did your relationship with music reflect this profound connection to hope and community in your own life? Is there a song, maybe, or a shared musical moment that has given you strength or connected you deeply with others, especially when things felt, well, unbearable? Something to think about.